People, this has been one of the most frustrating projects that I've ever done, and it's almost completed. Uh, so, yeah, this is a 1984 Amstrad CPC 464 Spanish version, and it has an Android phone in it for recording and playing programs back to the original hardware. And it was extremely frustrating for a variety of reasons, which I'll go into. But first, I'm going to show it working. Uh, Caveat: the SD card reader slot here does not function because in taking this thing apart, moving stuff around, constantly trying to get things to work, well, apparently I damaged the cable. So now I've got to get another, either get another SD card extender or repair this one. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with that yet. And also I had to put in a power connector for the Android phone, which I'll also go into. It looks pretty good, I think. Uh, I'm going to power it on and show you what it's doing. Okay, so stand by for that. Alright, so I put all the connectors in. So I've got 5 volts going for the Android phone. I've got the monitor output, and I got the 5 volts for the Amstrad. I'm going to turn on the power strip. Now the button on the Amstrad still works, the power button, and the volume control, of course, which is separate from the phone. You can hear the speaker. Just gotta wait for the phone to boot up, of course, before I can save and load anything. I'll write a basic program here. This has been very frustrating in completing this project. Exclamation points. 20, go to 10. Run. Yeah, okay. List it. Okay. Now, the phone, it's just an Android phone, and I'll get in the caveats about that here in a minute. So I've got an app called Advanced Audio Recording, I think. Delete this one. Okay, so I'm going to save this as test. Record. Okay, I'm going to stop it. Now, let's turn off the Amstrad. Turn it back on. Top load. Quotation mark. I'll play it back. And we have successfully saved and loaded a program written in BASIC. Yay! Okay, now another, that was the main goal. Now the secondary goal was to get it to be able to load in games primarily using an app called Tap Dancer. Okay, so that's on this phone too. You go here, pull that up. And load in. I'm loading in Chunky Egg because it's only 11K. It doesn't take long to load. So that's been my primary test program. Let me reboot the Amstrad here. Now for this, use the run command. Press play, Tap Dancer. There, found it, it's working. Okay, while it's loading, I'll talk about this thing. Okay, so I had experimented with various Android phones. I tried to use an old Samsung Galaxy phone, and this, I mean, it would work if you did a bunch of modifications, such as you would have to access the power switch and have some, be able to access the power switch from outside the case and all that stuff, because when given power to this thing, it will not automatically boot up without the battery in it. And that was another what's the word I'm looking for? That was another goal of mine, is make sure that the battery, it did not have a battery inside the phone. Okay, so it would not automatically turn on. That was a problem, big problem, because I didn't want to have to hack some kind of power switch going to the phone. So I found that the best kind of phone to use apparently is a Huawei. I don't know how to pronounce that, and it will boot up when external power is supplied to it. The Samsung, it requires the data lines to be connected. Okay, so a USB cable that you're using to supply power to some device, in this case Android phones. The Huawei only requires 5 volts and ground. The Samsung requires the data lines to be connected. So that's not that wasn't conducive to this project. So see, it works, and this is a pretty fun game actually. But anyway, it's gonna just make noises if I don't shut it off. All right, so this was the best type of phone to use. I got another one for like 15 bucks off eBay because I think I had damaged the headphone jack on this one when I was experimenting around, and there was way too much noise on the line. So when I first put the phone in, having it outside the case, it worked fine, saving and loading. And then when I had a cable coming off the cassette circuit board that supplied 5 volts to the phone, all of a sudden the noise level coming out of the CPC was just tremendous. Uh, I tried various ways to get around that using a diode. I don't know what I'm doing with that, but I tried lots of different things to try to reduce down the background noise when saving, because you couldn't load it back in. It was there was no way. So that's the reason for the external power supply input for the Android phone. I found no way around that. It was just, there was just way too much noise on the ground. I guess because of, like, you know, power loop ground noise coming out through the system, where the Android phone was connected via ground on the headphone jack and ground on the power input jack. So, but it looks pretty good. It's don't mind that. That's my homemade monitor cable for this thing. It's just 3 cables, so it's in keeping with the spirit of this machine, which is to have the storage device built into it. I think it looks pretty good. I painted these 3D parts green. I wanted to paint them red, but I didn't have any red, so. And I think it matches pretty good with the case. I don't think it looks too bad. I will show the internals of this the next time I take it apart, which will be when I replace the cable for the SD card, or fix this one. But yeah, this is a very frustrating project. I mean, it's just, the power input going into the phone coming from the board on the CPC is what really took me a long time to figure out, that was the problem, without being able to save and load. It was really frustrating. But I am glad this thing is finally seems to be done, almost, with the exception of the SD card extender. So that's the Amstrad CPC 464 and Android phone project completed. This has been a very frustrating completing this project, as that says, but I'm fairly happy with it. The 3D print this is pretty rough. It could be like filled in and sanded down. It would match the case a whole lot better if it was. But overall, I don't think it looks too bad, and it's functional. So that was the most important part for me, because I want to do some programming on this and won't be able to save the stuff I write. So that was the whole point of this project. I've looked into, I think it's called TXZ Drino and Tap Drino and various other things, but they didn't have all the options in one package that, like, just sticking an Android phone in there would, where I can save and load in WAV format and be able to load, I don't know, thousands. It's possible there's thousands of games for this thing. I think it's Atari Age. Somebody had posted a zip file that's got just a bunch of games for the CPC. But they're all in what, CDT format. I think that's what it is. And so I needed a device that would be able to play back CDT files and play back WAV files that I saved using just a regular audio recording app. So and so, and as far as that goes, I'm happy with it. Uh, Everything on it works. It's I didn't want to go. I know there's like disk drive solutions for the expansion card or slot back here, but I wanted it all to be in one box with no external uh, hardware hanging out, because that's what this was meant for anyway. So, like I said before, I think that this project has kept the spirit of the design of this machine, and so I'm happy with that. Goodbye, cassette player. Alright, that's all for this video. Let me know what you guys think. Share your comments. And if you're interested in doing something like this, good luck. Alright, this is going in a little bit more detail about how I connected the Android device. I got this image off of a website that a guy had modified his 464 to I think he had an Arduino that he programmed to act as a recorder and player. So I am using this connection right here. Is that it? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. I remember because it's the fourth one down from C324. So this is the output that you want to record. And I'm getting the ground from right here, which is just one connection down, or two actually. So output to record, skip one, and then the next one is ground. Now for the audio input for playback into the Amstrad, I am not getting it from right here. That didn't work for me. Where I am getting it is at C317, which I don't have a picture of that, but it's on top of the board, and that information came from Noel's Retro Lab on YouTube. So that's the best audio input that I could find, and so thank you to Noel's Retro Lab. That he did a very in-depth video about doing stuff similar to this, but he's using I think a Tape Drino or something, or TXZ Drino, I'm not sure. And one other thing, let me see if I can find a connector here. I usually have a bunch of these. Oh, here's one. Alright, so this thing, this one I'm using to go into the Android phone, and let me see if I can zoom in on that. That's decent. Okay, so cancel. Alright, so that's your ground, the third pole. The second pole you want to use to record with, so that's that'll be the output going to the recording device. And then the first pole here is for playback, for playing, loading games in. So loading into the Amstrad, recording from the Amstrad, and ground. Those are the connections I'm using. Alright, so I hope that helps you guys with a little bit more technical detail, and I will talk to you later.